Hi, my name is Phaetox. Hi, my name is Phaetox. I am the IGL for Nocturnal, and I look forward to playing with everyone.
I am Starlight. I am the IGL of VALORANT, and I play Info Initiator.
I'm the mom of the team. I keep them on schedule. I make sure they eat healthy. I keep us on running track and time for scrims, everything. I help manage the team a little bit when booking for tournaments. I call for the rounds, etc. And I try to keep everyone's vibes up.
I definitely bring majority of the calling and mid rounds and just calming for like everyone and trying to like pick up on tendencies, help remind people like what's going on in the round. Even when I'm like dead, I'm like always like on top of things. Oh, they could have this, they could do this is open type of thing.
Game of rotations with the teleporters. I feel like we're playing the wrong game. Portal 2 is made by Valve, not by Riot. The aggression outside along, however, ill sight retake itself. And here comes Gil, ever so perfectly timed. Finds a first, guiding light blinds them, but they still find a second.
When other teams play us, they should definitely look out for the fact that we have leveled up a lot since last playing, and we have a lot. We've made a lot of like more like strats and have way more structures. So I'd say like when looking out for playing us, like look out for something, me calling something that like you wouldn't expect.
Economic masters this round, but a wide swing right away from Gil.
I'd say there's the defensive side. Millie gets clotheslined. Nice shot from Gil, finding even more damage. Looking for more as well. We'll find a 3K. Looking for the fourth. Lock that down.
We have good chemistry. Like, we all get along, and we can just have fun. We're all willing to do a bad play together. Be careful, don't let us heat up, otherwise we'll roll.
Spots Hysteria still, and that site taken over. Gil just hopping right into things. Valaris so clean with it so far. Begun starbound for the plant. Valaris.
Welcome back, everyone, to Game Changer Series 2. We've officially closed the door on Open Qualifiers, and now only 32 teams remain. So let's get into it, analysts. Let's look at this humongous double elimination bracket. There's a ton of awesome people that made it. We have to say goodbye to a lot of people. Gompers, who are you most excited about?
For me, I mean, listen, I'm looking at this bracket. Everything looks pretty exciting, but, you know, we all have to talk about V1, right? Like the #1 team, I guess you could say, winning out in Series 1. Like, I feel like everybody's going to have the same answer. This team is cracked, stacked, and jacked. You got Floor, you got Mel, you got Alexis. Like, you pretty much have the whole entire buff roster of the top people that you can look at inside of Game Changers.
Riv, how about you? There's a lot of known names, a lot of fresh faces. Who are you looking forward to watching?
Lots of teams. I have like, there's just 5 on the first page here of notes I have. But my top one is Teddy Tactics. I'm a Teddy Tactics enjoyer, knowing some of the players on the teams. Also seeing how well some of their players are doing. Elaborate. 35% of their rounds played yesterday secured multi-kills in those rounds, like 16 2Ks, 11 3Ks, a 4K, and an ace. Like, or not yesterday, but when they played over their series. I want to see that. I want to see all of those frags, and I hope every team is bringing powerhouses like that to these games. And then the rest of the squads. It's awesome to see Disguised Toast squad bringing out some weird stuff like the Reynas and the Yorus as well. So it's been pretty cool. There's a lot to see coming up.
Yes, so let's get into our first round of the bracket, where only 8 teams will cash in their ticket to go to the $50,000 Game Changers main event. So up to bat first, we have Nocturnal versus Team Karma. We spent a lot of time picking this match, and we hope it delivers. Gompers, Nocturnal better not put us to sleep, because this isn't their first rodeo.
I don't think they will. For Nocturnal, listen, a lot of these players previously on, I think it was Tempest, Val, Tempest, Sky, and now you're going to be able to see these 3 core players of obviously Shrey, Pretext, Microbe, and Emmy. Like, these 3 have a very, very core alliance where there is that synergy there, kind of standing there. Princess Icy, Hero, both coming from different teams. I believe Princess Icy coming from Valaris, and Hero also as well, actually coming from Having Fun, which was a pretty popular team back then as well. So it is interesting to see. Nocturnal, Icy, I mean, you're looking at the stats right here. Like, that ACS is high. It's ready. It's prepped. Despite being that Sentinel, it really does show you there is a lot of reliance on Icy here.
And a 2 KDA is kind of crazy for Icy. This is some stats from their top performer yesterday, but Riv, this is some tough competition for Nocturnal on Team Karma's side. There's some huge names.
It is, and they've been around for a long time. You have, every time I say the name Rain, I think of these Omen plays, these clutches, and ridiculous just team play as well, having the perfect smokes for the team. Emily, a name that reigns supreme over the Valorant game changer, you've seen her around, you've seen her on the desk, absolutely crushes it, and now that mind is going to be in the game we're seeing right now, telling the team where to go, being the IGL, and the whole rest of the team, Ellie, Julia, and Bungie. We've seen it before. You see Bungie here on your screen. Powerhouses, and when they come together, the sum of those parts become even stronger. They played solid, similar 13-8, 13-4 games so far, scorelines in both of their series, and it's not showing too much. It's not one fragger. Everybody's been fragging, so they just look solid everywhere. It's nothing you can really pick apart right now. So definitely a scary team, like you said, Lemon Kiwi, to be going against.
It's also been like in their gameplay as well. Like, you can pretty much see what is going on with them. Obviously already going 2-0 in each and every game leading up to this moment. So it's not like they're struggling. Like you said, these are very, very strong players, very strong teams. Obviously originating, you got players that have been playing together for a while, whether it be on Team Karma, playing in those co-ed events and whatnot. So they have a lot of that history down their belt, kind of like what you said. So again, that in itself is scary. You don't see a lot of GC teams really going into those co-ed events and willingly trying to learn off of those failures, and more so coming into this big brand new scene, of game changers, and then trying to gain the experience, with the, I guess I wouldn't say the big dogs, but more so kind of teams that have been going all the way back to, the original state of gaming, where obviously women and marginalized genders didn't have that start. So it is pretty insane to think about. Like, this team has been on the come up, and you can see that in their gameplay.
I mean, huge names on these rosters, and this is what this platform is all about, right? For Game Changers, it's a spotlight on the best of the best when it comes to women and marginalized genders. It's a platform for people to learn and to grow and to have even just the first competitive experience, the first tournament that they can compete in. And hey, it's an awesome opportunity for casters too, like us, that can get in on the action and watch them grow alongside them. But let's go into the map selection now, because our teams are almost ready to kick off our final match of the day. Reminder that this is best of 3. Lotus, Fracture, Haven. What do you think, Riv?
These maps are maps that absolutely test you. Like, if Lotus with its three spike sites, then Fracture just having the 2 sides to the map, and Haven again 3 sites if you go to it. So this really becomes a game of conditioning your opponent over and over. Maybe it's a lot of C to start on Lotus, and then a quick B, depending how they set up. I have to see the comps. What is their latest on a Lotus run? As I pop my screen out. So it's pretty standard. They run the Raze, Killjoy, Sky, so they'll be working with the Viper Wall. So the Viper Wall for Team Karma to condition Nocturnal is what I'll be looking for here.
Gompers, I was on my hands and knees last GC, just hoping we got to see a Gecko on Lotus. That's like the one time we may ever see it, but
yeah.
What are you looking forward to on Lotus, Fracture, Haven, any of these?
Man, for Lotus, honestly, I'm just expecting I'd love me a Gecko. I'm not gonna lie to you. Like, I want to see something new. I want to see something exciting. I think it was Dan yesterday talking about Ascent. Like, it's the same old boring stuff. And I like, for a lot of these maps, I feel like it is following that trend. Like, we used to, thank God Chamber got nerfed, because we used to have it even worse than we do now. But, you know, with Lotus coming into the mix, I really do feel like there is something exciting to really see and be able to experience.
And Riv, as these teams talk to their coaches, Capybara for Nocturnal, XP Sand for Team Karma, what do you hope these coaches are going to tell these players in a match that is pretty important, although it is double elimination, but how do you prep for this?
I think for Nocturnal, the cliche of play your own game is big. If Karma starts playing aggressive, you have to remember to play your own game. You can't fall into a pit of being like, okay, we have to react. Sometimes you fall behind if you're trying to replicate. So playing your own game is actually, I think, pretty big for them, because Team Karma, I don't think much can sway them at this point. I feel like they're a team that in the back of their minds feels like they're not thinking a few stages ahead, but they're prepared to go quite far in this tournament. You look at that roster and they've been farther in these tournaments. So looking at that, you know Karma's just going to have a very solid mentality and look to break apart what Nocturnal is all about in their identity as a team. So if Nocturnal can hold true, I think that's super important for that, and the coach will be drilling that in.
Yeah, it feels like maybe Team Karma are coming into this with, like, you know, a long resume, Gompers, and maybe the favorites. But Nocturnal, I feel like that pressure is off a little bit. It is double a limb. It's not as scrutinizing as the Open Qualifier. What do you think?
It's, man, I guess it is difficult to come to a conclusion. Like, for me, looking at these two teams, I'd say the people that I would expect to come on top, obviously Team Karma, right? Like, you're looking at their overall history, you're looking at their stance within Game Changers overall, and where they are. That 2-0 is looking really good in my opinion. Like, Nocturnal, they had a bit of trouble coming up to this spot, that obviously reaching that third map, coming into this, and of course feeling that confidence because they've made it so far, but also, you know, you're going against, I guess I would consider them the big dogs of Game Changers, because Team Karma, they aren't taken so lightly in the scene. These players have all had pro experience.
Yes, our game one is ready on Lotus. I'm excited to watch this. Karma versus Nocturnal. Let us know in the chat who you're cheering for. And for now, let's get into the action.
All right, excited to do so. Team Karma versus Nocturnal. This is the first map going into Lotus, and it's looking pretty typical. We're not seeing anything new. The Sky, the Omen, whatnot. Of course, the double controller coming out, which I feel like is going to suit this map very well.
Yeah, Omen can be tricky. Pre-Tax and Rain can focus quite a bit on what they need to do while the team roams around. We have the Jet versus the Raze, though. I always do kind of prefer Raze. I feel like it's a little more versatile. Not that anything is a wrong choice, just the versatility and C execution, being able to blast by any kind of utility that Killjoy might have in that elbow to get onto site and then have the rest of the team file through. I feel like it causes a little more chaos, and with Omen maybe teleporting up onto site, you can really get some tricky stuff going. But we'll have to see how they use Hero, how they can use that economy of blades within the system to kind of throw Karma for a loop. I like the compositions. Like you said, I don't think anything kind of puts a team out on a limb here to, as I said before, not play to their identity. And yeah, I think Nocturnal's punching up a bit here. We'll see if they can get the first round from attack. I think it's going to be pretty important to set the pace for them.
Yeah, most definitely. Again, with Team Karma, I do feel like obviously the mirror composition, of course, the Raze kind of subbing in for that Jet that we're seeing out of Hero as well is something to look forward to. Bungie on the Raze, if you guys don't know, is cracked, and I'd be scared, I'm not gonna lie, because we've seen previous iterations of Bungie on the Raze where it's literally like you're just watching a tractor just drive by everything.
There's this like player manifestation, or just any player or Raze agent that has like jumping or bouncy or in their name, they just come to fruition as this like amazing player, and you're like, why? I don't get it. It fits, but yeah, it's weird. It's just something where the moons align. Let's see what happens here for first round as we're back on the ground. And it looks like a default strat here from Nocturne to start off. But not from Team Karma. Oh, dear.
Already a first pick as well. Yeah, that's going to be big. I said Bungie likes to just steamroll it down, and we kind of get a hint of that in the beginning already.
Heals coming through already, too. Let's see if they might be able to find this attack once more, or feel like Team Karma may have left this position. A really nice check back on that area. Emily able to alert the team. They can stay as default, but may need some help here at B. And yeah, they're going to call back, play their lives. Oh, that nade.
Yeah, it's going to do some good damage here. Still, though, keeping the B site preoccupied. Even though they do have that player disadvantage, I do feel with the util we have, there is that moment of, you know, that clutch factor. Is there the win condition? It's going to have to be Emmy, although Emmy, again, taking a fight a bit too aggressively here. This round not looking too good. Nocturnal going down 1 by 1. You got Shrey left alone with the right click.
This is tough.
And the classic, yeah. I don't think they're going to be able to pull it through. I mean, a nice headshot to take. There's still one more left. Nothing. Bungie, again, holding the angle for the teammate.
What a little crouch there. Just a little control click.
Yeah.
Easily crouched under the headshot of that bullet. It looks like they will head into the round with first side of Team Karma. Nice aggression to start it off, too. I said it would be good for Nocturne to have this. Hopefully to get bonus round will be big for them. A Sheriff here for Shrey.
Yeah.
And Frenzy for Icy. So they split. Actually going to leave the Killjoy Ellie for Team Karma over at A. Usually see that set up quite a bit towards C. Or something towards B and Dord play for Ellie and Killjoy. We'll see how they plan this. 2 rounds in a row, they do this same thing, Gompers. Push out with the paranoia. Oh! And pay for it.
Yeah, actually getting punished for it is great. So although Shrey, okay, that's big.
Yeah, okay.
Are they going to pick? They actually don't pick it up. They've backed off entirely, despite knowing that there's at least a couple Spectres there to take.
Yeah. Maybe thinking the paranoia just has the Omen Rain too close behind it. This is big.
One enemy remaining.
Julia avoids a lot of damage there.
Yeah, this synergy's just looking too good for this team. 22 health, needing a headshot immediately. Reaction time, a bit off.
2 rounds of aggression straight up the gut to see what Nocturne is doing. If Nocturne's not there, that's a whole bunch of space that Team Karma's going to get and be able to divvy up the map accordingly to be able to defend the sites anyway. So the anti-eco is instantly run. We'll see how they play the 3rd round here. This bonus now going for Nocturne. You're going to have a pretty full buy. Just 2 on that light armor, but it's not really going to matter with the buy of Team Karma here. And it looks like they will try to take control of this A area. Even against the Raze, it looks like they want to go hard. Oh, they waited. Okay, they waited. It looked like they were right on the wall. But they know the play. So here's the walls we were talking about before. And first kind of rounds they're coming into play is that how you might condition a team. We may see this go across B as well. And the idea is to move that defensive Killjoy utility around. Make Team Karma worry about what angles they're creating with the wall, if B door is broken, etc. But we go back towards the C side of the map. No door usage yet either here. That's kind of messed with the audio of the map as they start to go in.
Oh, and that's big out of here. If the paranoia doesn't hit, first touch coming through, nice the frags just keep on going. Yeah, big enough for here to be able to actually clear this space up.
Oh,
now playing the retake.
What a dog.
Blocking sight.
They're having a hard time getting a sight here. Somebody needs to commit to this and just take it. There's 4 of them.
Oh, he's actually going to push that entirely. Julia with a close angle regardless, but maybe the reload wasn't good enough for the situation. I mean, they still had enough time to try to fight that. Already shooting down some of that util. Ellie, unfortunately, nothing else to play with here. They could lay down the turret, try to get some information. Lacking that, though. And a crossbow being held by Shrey. I don't think this is going to work out the way they think it is. Because I see already the first one and the second to end things off.
That round became very clean. Once they kind of got themselves moving, everybody was in the water. Just the socks were getting wet. Nobody wanted to get into sight and plant that spike. I think they were waiting for what happened in that full sky heal to go through, and nobody really wanted to leave that too early, the safety of the team. So still come through with it. A big bonus round to be able to pick up. But now they're, like we say, they're against the guns of Team Karma, and Team Karma looks to go ahead and start that nade over at Rubble.
Yeah.
Spice things up here. Right.
Yeah, that nade's gonna be nice. At least for holding off on that push.
I've got your trail.
Cover going out. Cover going out.
Seeker's out on C hit. There's the dash in. So they get all the util out. There's the TB up top. Pre-Tax not afraid to go forward, and they're going to go 2 scaling.
Oh, that's a nice flash.
So good.
Heroes definitely moving in on that Pre-Tax right behind. And they're countering that with some flashes of their own, but everybody else sitting down towards CT side near Waterfall. Yeah, Team Karma, again, having a lot of struggles. The flank coming around, you can see Shrey looking for something big. Not sure if it's going to happen. I mean, time of the essence and the retake slowly coming in. Rain not having a paranoia. Everybody comes down on it. And unfortunately, you see the smokes weren't used. So now you got to try to fight this completely out in the open. But it's a 2K down. The flank coming in late and the defusal now. Something that you have to be concerned about. But it's Shrey with a big play here. And it's good enough. TK, Ellie, is it time? I think they have it. It's done.
Oh my. No, there's no way you dropped that. Oh, wow. So Team Karma wins that, and I think they learn a lot there about how Nocturne defends. That they're close, they don't synergize well, so if you wait out that utility, there's a chance to get back in. Got quite sloppy there from Nocturnal on that way around. I don't know if it was setting up for the mollies to protect and the rest of the team needed to be patient, but I think everyone got a little too aggressive to show themselves there in that to Team Karma instead of make Team Karma come out of the site to find you at Mound.
Yeah.
Interesting. Quick take back there. Nocturnal, not happy. They go right forward with some ultimates. This Blade Storm over towards Rubble.
The wall up as well. It's kind of covering everything that they've put into this. Alert still coming around down towards mid, so Icy slowly gaining some ground as well as information here, which in itself is going to be big. Alarm bot, though, going to trigger, which is good. It might actually bait a rotation out. If anything, okay, Nocturnal's the one looking for that rotation towards B.
Here we go. Defense is set up pretty good here. Rain gets caught out, though.
Spike down.
Good trade.
No charges left.
Yeah, lockdown's backing everyone off. Hero still at 9. So I don't think that Blade Storm's going to last very long.
Blinding.
So they realized the transition of Ellie was over towards C, and they can get there. Now I have to deal with the util after taking out Ellie and have a free sight.
There.
So the defense has to change now. The round before, Nocturnal had a beautiful sight take. It's just after it did not work out, but Shrey on the lurk again to make this happen after post-plant.
My ultimate is ready.
Oh, but even then, playing the trade-off here, the contact was huge.
Ooh.
And I like the game I'm seeing out of Nocturnal. It's not about, getting the site. It's about getting the refrags and kind of helping the team out.
The first round that Nocturnal took C and they stood down where we are right now scared me. Second round, they wiped that scare away, but added the post-plant peeking too much. Then they've cleaned that up. Literally little stepping stones here. They keep fixing things, adapting, and not letting Karma get too much. Let's see if they can prevent the back and forth on this. Team Karma is going to have 4 ultimates ready. And they still want to get this A Rubble control. Good spread across the map, and Team Karma's going back to round 1 and 2 strategy here of peak and mid.
Charges.
Yeah. Even after so long, it still doesn't work. Nocturnal are so accustomed to thinking that it's going to happen. They still wait for it.
Very cool use of these from the shadows. A lot of times that's only reserved for an end of the round or right in the middle of a strategy, but this is going to be answer for the hit. Seekers goes out, but it's going to be 1 in again.
They're completely blinded out. Still working their way up, but there's so many frags going on down in the site. 2 players left. Emily looking lucky here with a ghost already coming out, but at the end of the day, you got a classic here from Ali. I don't think it's going to work the way they think it will.
Wow. Icy is indeed icy, right? Super cold. A 4K coming out, which means the lockdown's going to be coming up quicker once again. 4 ultimates on a round doesn't even really allow Team Karma to fight back on that one. And Nocturne take 2 in a row to bring it to 3-3. We definitely have ourselves a series here. We said this was going to have to be Nocturne playing their own game, and it does not seem like they're being pushed around whatsoever by these forces mid or nade control of Rubble on A. So Team Karma's going to try towards C, but Nocturne still rinse and repeat here at A. Play the wall, get up as far as they can, and I guess to dislodge Team Karma. Then we see Nocturne making more of a second move in the mid-round towards the site they really want to hit.
Yeah, looking to do nobody any favors here from TK. There's a lot of patience that I'm seeing as well, which is surprising. The occasional push out towards mid, but most of it is just waiting.
So here goes Nocturnal again. Creeping around, but leaving one at A. And I think I said Team Karma before, but Nocturnal now seconding their strat here in the round to get themselves over towards C. Well identified. Another raise with the operator here in our series today, Goppers. Just missed. This could be the take that they want, but is it going to be a re-hit to the other side of the map?
Honestly, it's somewhat expected. Shrey standing there waiting for a possible rotation just in case things went awry. Just a flank here. Turret's going to be able to catch that out. Rotation coming in quick. 23 seconds left. This has to be a hit from Nocturnal.
Oh. Oh.
Spike planted.
The fight of the bound bars. Oh, Ellie!
Area's clear.
A big 3K. I mean, Ellie pretty much just clutched the game right there with everything that they were putting forth into it. Even now, I mean, does it really matter? It's a 2v5. You still got to try to clutch things up. Emmy still looking for some sort of spray down to come through, but Bungie with the op, of course, too strong. And it's just done for.
Okay. Looks like we're going to go back and forth here. I believe there is a buy on the side of Nocturnal for next rounds. So again, we get weapons. Bungie with the operator. Going to be able to capitalize on one of the long angles. And I think Nocturnal outdid themselves with the back and the forth. Just one too many. I like the zig and the zag, though.
Yeah.
That was really well played there. They are controlling the map. I think they just need to commit now on that. As even with the op taking a shot, like even forcing yourself into that C site may have worked, but they do also remember Ellie being there, so that might be a raise and a killjoy, which I think scared them away. Here back towards A, the wall's up. They take this space once again. Watching mid, a little more so on this time. Looks like they get themselves as far up as they can to start identifying where the agents are for Team Karma this round.
My ult's ready.
I'm trying to get a big understanding, although it does seem like B site's the way to take. Looking like there's still tons of util here, and we do have the Viper Spit, so if they manage to get themselves onto the B site, it's either Julia pops it or Shreya does.
I've got your trail.
They just paranoid and wait for the guiding light or the jump in. Oh my, yo! Okay.
Bungie got absolutely slaughtered the moment they stepped onto site, which is unfortunate. Listen, sometimes being that rocket ship is good. Sometimes it really just does you dirty. Hero, though, sticking around down towards CT. You got tons of players, again, watching those extremities, but Julia does a very good job at holding off until that lockdown pops.
Beautiful defense by Team Karma right now. I think one of the... Oh, wait, they're going to be taking sight. Oh, Viper's pit down. Here comes the defuse. Nocturnal's going to have to scramble.
Now, this is a good pop, though. It's going to give them some space, some room here for Julia to try to take something in, but the risk factor of doing something like that now, the rush. Shrey knows that it's time to rush it down, but Shrey holds it.
So that's exactly where I was going after that beautiful defense comment was Shrey, because it is fantastic the way that Nocturnal is able to take sites right now without Shrey. The initial strategy has Shrey included. Use the Viper wall, be next to and with your Viper, so the wall is very synced up with the team. The team then disperses, leaving Shrey to have a party. Go wherever you want. And that becomes so much fun as Shrey is owning that job right now at 10 and 5 of lurking around so hard to give the rest of the team the ability as 4 to take a site and not have to worry about a flank. Here they are looking at C to start off. It looks like they want it right away, Gumpers. Oh my god.
It's always the same thing. I feel like I'm watching the same iteration over and over and over.
Yeah, that's a deja vu.
Yeah, it's Hero rushing down towards backside, and somebody gets taken out at some point. So definitely not learning from their lessons here.
I feel like I'm eating crow at this point, where I'm like, I love the way the Raze bounces into the back of the site. It's more chaos. Be like, nah, Hero's like, watch. Watch me. What a round here by Nocturnal. 4v3 still a possibility coming in for Team Karma as they pick another one up.
Oh, and that's unfortunate. Emily taking a very sneaky approach. Gets taken down, leaving Rain by themselves to try to fight this. A 1v2 player disadvantage, but the decay slowly coming back up. Doesn't matter. The time's it. I mean, all you could have really played for there was maybe some of that economy, but yeah, I mean, a nice shutdown.
What a great game. First map between both teams so far. Just testing each other. Every trade is calling to be anchored. And if it is not, boom, that area's won. Shrey comes up big again, but Rain's finally there. And then it just so happens Icy is still ready once again. Big fraggers up top there in impact frags, too, at the end of the round. And then you have Hero, a third on the list with the opening frags. And I think that's what Karma might be ready to call out for their side is that first kill's coming in too big. It's not even really an ego peak situation. It's just being aware of what can happen at that time, right?
Yeah.
Can Hero close this gap? Will Shrey be closer because the wall is up? You need to be more prepared. I think Team Karma is playing a little too lax in that sense. They're ready for Nocturnal. Just one more bit of awareness, and I think they'll be stopping a lot of these first bloods that we've been seeing.
Yeah, I mean, I'd have to think so as well. It really is like a big issue that Hero's getting the space that they are in the beginning. Like, even right there, Julia being left alone on site, knowing, like, to what lengths Nocturnal will go. I feel like there isn't really any chance for any sort of refrag or any sort of potential to really boost that win condition.
Yeah. So, first round strategy. It seems like this is a default. By here for Team Karma, they get that mid control to take down the turret. It's just a nuisance. You know, Icy has to worry about the flank a little bit more. The team has to move as a whole, which you now see everyone forward. It's not just going to be Shrey this time. It's Pylon Day.
Finished. Can't use that.
And now Icy still watches the back. And you got 3 more players surrounding it. Like, you got the whole squad watching it up for you. Okay, Julia, what was that? An immediate 3K down
like
the
this.
books, and Julia still manages to get the 4K down. It's immense.
Do you remember that round that was really cool where Nocturnal took C site and then all peaked and died? And we said that they fixed that? No, something crept up right there. The demons got a hold of them on that round. They all went hunting for frags. And Julia said, what, these? You mean these? A 4K from Julia on the eco, cleaned up after that.
Yeah.
What a round. And I don't think there's an explanation needed on this one. Nocturnal's talking about that right there.
That one right there. Man, that was crazy. The fact that Julia just pulled out all of the stops for a round like that one. And it would have been a complete loss.
Yeah, that pistol round from Team Karma it works because they are a death ball together, right? Swing out together, and I don't think it's Julia on the first swing. It was on the second one for the double kill because that first person had gone down, but it's just as Julia gets that aim, figures out on the minimap where someone is, it's just that instant setup and head hunting right now. Literal laser beams coming out of them. 11 and 7 as they pick up from 7 and 7 there. So looking good. Viper's Pit will be up rather soon. We already saw it in a round just a bit ago there to try and retake the B site. So Julia's definitely had a very big impact on this game so far, and an even bigger one after that round. Putting Nocturnal down to a low buy-ish. We'll leave it at that. They still have some decent weaponry in their arsenal here. It's going to be a Blade Storm to compensate for the hero weapon.
Yeah, same nade over and over again. Coming for Bungie to stall out a potential push from Nocturnal, but it seems like they've already gained so much control over A. Although too scared to peek anything else coming through from here.
Yeah.
I've got your trail.
Okay. Looks at this death ball now from Nocturnal. They're working it a bit the same. There goes Hero, dash into sight, trying to get a blade kill to start this one off and find that first blood again.
Yeah, but I like the adaptation, and we continuously have been seeing this from Nocturnal.
It is great.
Now, yeah, all the way down around towards mid, a pretty decent push that they tend to do frequently, although it doesn't matter if the stun comes through. Julia, again with the 2K to come down, and it's impossible to come back from this. Bungie still with the showstopper, gets another one, and it is not looking so great for pre-tax.
Yeah.
Last round in the half.
It's like Team Karma got really angry in these last few rounds.
Yes.
Julia's like, just wait. Just wait. Oh my gosh. I think they even gave Nocturnal time to almost set up there and garrison themselves in the site. And then as soon as that happened, you saw Nocturnal push out, and they tried to get scaling frags into deep spawn, answered by Julia and the rest of Team Karma. I think Nocturnal's getting way too antsy in these post plants that they're getting to so successfully. It's just a little too much at the end.
It's like those really big pop-off moments.
Yeah.
Scout destroyed.
Man, I mean, there's so much util here, though, so I'm not even sure if Nocturnal want to push this. Yeah, they backed off. That's going to be such a big waste for Team Karma on the defense.
Grenade!
Oh, Bungie. Whoa. Okay. Feeling very sure. Oh my. Double turn.
Nice flash out, Hero.
Toxin screen down.
Able to secure one, and now looking for another rotation. I feel like we're watching a game of Ring Around the Rosie.
Around the world we go. And they're going to go right back into the Killjoy utility if they don't door to B. It's going to be tough, but now we still... Where's Shrey? Left on the outside for this TP.
30 seconds left.
Oh, they just checked the A site and they didn't see anything. Ruh-roh. They still have to commit here. There's not going to be enough time. Into the frying pan.
Oh. And we got damaged so far that it actually hurts a bit. Now with a flash coming out, not so sure how useful that would have been. I mean, they understand that they've already pushed the site for Team Karma. That's a flash gone from Emily. Not gonna have to use the one flash they have left. Yeah, this is a good lockdown now.
Do they have time to lock down back is the question. Yes, they do. There's always room for Jello. I don't know why I made that reference. One last round here in the first half. And it looks like they get out to safety. 4v4. Oh, this is gonna be brutal. Let's see it. Heading into the site, not a lot of util to use.
Oh, but I think they've got it. I mean, look at an Emmy. Still a flash to use here. Pop flash out. Gonna be able to leave Shreya here with it. Julia, though, again, clutching up with a 2K. But it's the headshot to come down, and it's Icy to win that round.
Give me the even score here. In our first 32 game. I like this. All right, so if we see from Team Karma, a lot of diffuses. Post plants were not successful on the side of Nocturnal. That gives us kind of a description of our first half. While Nocturnal was hitting the sites, they were still fragging. Great all around. That it was not the post plant for them. So here, see if the aggression can be kind of turned into a defensive strategy, whether they play default, whether they get some pushes out mid, and we'll see how Team Karma switches it up. What a great first half between these two. Oh my gosh.
I need to blow something up.
It was. I think at some point Julia really stepped it up. Like, it was crazy. And I'm kind of hoping like it continues to stay the same that way. Like, in that gameplay leading up to the attack, are we going to see those lurks from Julia? It seems like maybe there is a bit of that remnants down on the A site. I know Julia's just prepping, setting up the smoke.
Satchel out.
Double B wall. Oh, lots of blind.
Big retake to come in already. Okay, Hero backs off. Listen, there's not enough to play with here. It's a pistol round. You got to play with a team if you want to try to win. That's 7-6.
There's 3 of the same side spawn.
Spike planted.
And again,
oh my!
It's impossible. Icy's just right-clicking it down.
I say my,
Bot's coming back.
there's a right-click haver right there. Right-click deniers.
Right-click.
Don't deny.
Everyone
That's
note
the
down
right
your
click.
observations, then
Oh,
let's
it's
run
so
it again.
good. It's like a mini shorty coming to the rescue.
One enemy
Oh my
remaining.
gosh. Oh,
Placing sentry.
so good. You love seeing plays like that. Love it. Makes you want to go replicate it in game. And then you end up going to bed sad because you're not there. Oh, we got Nocturne at 7 here for a second round. They're going to go for some bulldogs, or a bulldog. Set up Hero here to probably drop and get something else for the next round if they try to upgrade.
Yeah, at this
A lot
point,
of
trying to
utility.
dance. Yeah, trying to dance the tango. Waiting for somebody to peek left and right. It's either Team Karma or Nocturnal, and I don't think Nocturnal's gonna budge anytime soon. Already wall coming up, Pre-Tax opening up the door to take the first-hand pick. Actually, a very nice one as well. That gives them at least some momentum to really work with here. But I'm not looking very lucky. A rotation coming in, but Nocturnal kind of reading into this with the Killjoy.
A few different walls we're seeing here for the second half. You can see that wall from Julia goes over to the left, kind of keeping a few members still towards B. Worried that they will make a hit, but it is a no misdirection here. It's going to be all in sight. Util goes off. Perfect.
Go in my
You see how it
mouth,
covers
yeah?
both sides? Placed inside. Like that.
Toxin.
All right.
Oh, they actually
Death
don't
ball.
know Rain is there. They don't know Rain is there. Rain gets a flash out for them, but Emmy still though with the Spectre. Doing very, very good work, but a 2v4, it's looking impossible for Team Karma.
Yeah.
Yeah. Having themselves on the post plan. They have a Sheriff here.
Oh!
You see Julia get the
Standing.
Sheriff
Oh, no,
kills,
my God!
and Emily kills it! Insane!
There.
Oh, they hit him with it. They hit him with it. What in the what?
One
No
enemy remaining.
shot. Just one of those moments you turn around, you're like, wait, is everyone dead? Double take.
Yeah.
So rounds that shouldn't happen could have a compilation of that today. Kind of crazy that Nocturne is hemorrhaging those types of rounds when they should be able to pick it up. Team Karma picks up a very, very big round for themselves. And that's going to be low buy for Nocturne. They are hurting here on Lotus. I think that's one of the first big swings of the game. It may give us our first round disparity here as Team Karma could pull away.
That's gotta hurt. Slowly funneling yourselves into the death. That now leads to your own demise. Emily, again, looking for another frag to continue on their streak. Icy, though, looking good. What's going on with, like, the classic Sheriff pistol demons? Like, this is not normal.
I don't know. I mean, I know we're playing games right now, but people are playing games today. Like, they're really toying with death in these situations. Like a 2 HP peak, Icy still wants to go for it. I mean, at that point, keep going. You're on your deathbed. But yeah, a lot of crazy shots, like you said. These sheriffs are just on point. And here we go for the retake. This is where Team Karma's been strong, and Nocturne as well.
And that's gotta hurt. Still looking to make some sort of profit here. Ellie now wanting to make a streak of their own. I feel bad for Hero because unfortunately I'm not so sure how this is gonna work out. The reload looking good. Still the one, the pistol round. 2 players left behind. Rain looking for another one. A shot to come through. Down in the smoke, and Julia's behind. But it's not enough. It's up to Rain right now. And I don't think it's going to happen. It's Emmy again.
It's too much. It's too much. I was yelling. I couldn't even hear the beep. I got to unexcite a little bit here. Oh, my gosh. I thought it was going to be the defuse. She didn't know which wire to cut, though. It's just too much chaos at this point. The sun was in their eyes. There's too much of a gust of wind. It's overcast. Chalk it up. Shoes were tied together. Oh, the delay here was so good. Emmy coming up with the frenzy frags.
Yeah.
Whew, I'm just excited for good Valorant right now. I didn't even know the round was lost. Let's go. Next round. Round 16. It's going to be 2 ultimate Seekers up for both sides here. And they blast out to Rubble. No space being given over it. Mound.
Yeah.
Rubble is free right now for Karma.
What's not so free is these rounds. I don't know. Team Karma.
I've got your
They've been
trail.
killing it lately. Yeah, and this is unfortunate. Actually, no, it doesn't give away the location. There's no way. Ellie's still able to fight this. The first one, paranoia. But it's okay. And he takes it back.
3 for 3.
Oh. No plan?
Cover going out.
Oh, they're
waiting
getting into
on
it at this point. Yeah, this is looking good. Flash, though. Rain flashes as well. Timing is absolutely perfect. Still with the TP. Managing to make it out. That's impossible.
Wait. No one's in sight. Uh-oh. Uh-oh.
Oh, I think they
Gumpers.
I think they have lineups. Actually, at this point, Emma leads. What is going on? Still looking good at Trey. A 1v2 situation. There is potential here. They slowly have to work their way around. Now the box, they spray this down. They get it. 34 health left, and that's the one. But it's still up to Rain.
That scared me. That scared me a lot. Once they, like, lineups are lineups, but when you all gap the site and get out that far, I got scared. They got it, though. So many mid-round fights, these little battles that are these 1v2s over and over that we're seeing as people are catching a flank or a rotation. They're trying, Nocturne and Team Karma are trying to get under each other's skin in between these strats, in between the hits. So the hits can be a little bit cleaner, and it's just making everything so fight heavy. I love a little bit of Valorant like this. So we got a big push by Nocturne here. And that is a full control of Rubble this round, so they can start getting more orbs. Looks like they are big prioritizing Seekers. They just used that, right? So yeah, they can get Emmy back to Seekers. That's big for them, apparently.
Seems like they're close enough to a Hero. Oh, what's this duo going on? Despite all of that, still manages to get the first. Having to defend, but Pretats, yeah, the back off. Oh, it's not looking too good.
That was the shoes tied together portion. Couldn't get out. So do they realize they've taken out so many, right? Still respecting what this play could be from Nocturnal when that was actually the forward aggression already. Still looks like this is what they want to take. Door could easily be hit. Baby door to B looks like it might be the ending play here with the positioning. And they do have an attack locked down. Icy has one on defense. I expect to see a few of those.
No, I mean,
they didn't see.
Left.
The timing is great. But they're gonna know now. They're gonna have to rush this. I'm not so sure if this.
Oh, they're rushing it.
Even then, actually using some of their own util to push back Ellie out of their own element.
One enemy remaining.
It's looking rough. Yeah, Strain in a good position right now. A flash from Emily. If we see it again, I'm gonna scream. What's gonna happen here? A slow peek out of the smoke, but it still looks good.
Oh, the timing and the way that played mentally for when Ellie peeked spawn and saw Emmy, but it was Emmy leaving, right? Emmy was probably like, Ellie said they didn't see me.
Yeah.
Rain then wants that position, so lockdown is safer to put down. But that happened as soon as they were putting lockdown, so there's no trade. You lose lockdown cover, and then you get swarmed. That's how quick something can get dismantled as soon as Nocturnal wanted to make that play on a connector. Great thought, though, from Team Karma, trying for the forward lockdown. Nocturnal seems quite ready for things, and like I said, there was going to be a few rounds I think Karma was going to be able to pull away. Nocturne says not too many, though. They start coming back.
I mean, if I have to look at, whatever's going on, I just feel like a lot of it is just like these really, really self-dependent heavy plays. Like, we're seeing nasty shots coming out of, like, whether it be Emily or Julia, and then the next thing you know, it's Hero or Emmy. Like, it feels like when one person's feeling it, all of a sudden, it's a round one.
And it's big for Nocturnal, too. Emmy had a pretty tough first half. Not getting primarily almost like 1 or 2 frags, so really stepping up here in the second, just kind of shaking off the cobwebs, feeling the groove here as they get in. Team Karma is no joke to face, but they all seem to be on par now, or fire and above. Sheriff's Bulldogs for the side of Team Karma. They want to stretch the economy for this round. Maybe they get denied C site here by a Viper's pit if they can. Second time Nocturnal has grabbed the area. Seeker's ready again.
Yeah, always fighting for a main control in the same position as always. So I feel like, throw a nade there. You can definitely profit, but what?
Suck it!
Coming down behind Rain, definitely taking a very risky play, but a pinch. This is perfect. The timing, though. It's still up to them. Shrey somehow manages to get the shot. Rain, unfortunately so, not really watching.
Delay on delay to come out here. They can't get the Viper's pit down. A nice quick hit by Team Karma. They could not dilly-dally on this round. They had to get themselves into the site, and they did a hell of a lot of damage doing it. Look at those health bars for Nocturne. It was good for a low-buy round for TK.
Here.
Oh, no. Nocturnal. There's still so many players left alive. They still managed to bring themselves back up with Bungie. Again, a very nice shot. The Sheriffs are a power weapon coming into this game. Emily is another power weapon coming into this game. And it happens again, the 3K. Listen, I need to see how many 3Ks and 4K clips that Emily has been able to receive.
Wild. We say something about Evil Geniuses, that they play a lot of their ecos like you would a gun. Just as important, just as manufactured around the opposing team and what they've been doing and conditioning you to, and trying not to fall into that as you would a gun round. And that's what you get out of Team Karma there. Played the round to perfection. The Bulldogs stayed in the back to fire over the ghosts that played up close. And just setting up really great post-plant defense there. And Nocturne looks like, we could get a real big battle mid to start here.
Oh, this is brutal. They're not even expecting this. They hear a flash, but when you expect a push like this, it's maybe 1 or 2. So Allie's kind of left in a position where, they see the dog, okay? Maybe that's who I was supposed to be fighting for, but majority are there. Bungie goes down. So many players here being at a disadvantage, but Nocturnal still trying to make way. That's a free weapon in the hands of Shreo, but nobody's allowing them to slowly work their way up. This is a good Viper's pit. It allows them some space and actually pushes them back towards Icy. Oh, no.
One enemy remaining. Thrifty.
I can't make this easier for them.
Even with the anti-eco setup, even with Team Karma recognizing this round could be a big push. They were all in spawn. We haven't really seen that. Team Karma's been going towards A, hitting C, and sending up towards B. But that was Nocturne just absolutely pinching mid and still finding Karma there. Nocturne's been pushing A and getting control of Rubble for Emmy round after round. And it looks like they'll do that again after throwing that wrench into the works, and Team Karma's like, wait, what? A Thrifty going now back in favor of Nocturnal.
Boys
Or
and
Nocturnal,
four,
sorry.
minute.
Wild stuff here as this game keeps flipping back and forth with that momentum. 10-9 though. We're still close here on Lotus, our first of the best of 3. It looks like it might be a C hit, Gompers. Oh, in the head.
Oh, that's unfortunate. Bungie. What is going on? It's like, now everybody's popping off at this point. Like, this is a game where you really don't know what's going to happen. And right now, in this very moment, Hero still attempting the shots to come through over towards that box. The Viper's Pit definitely going to be the biggest obstacle at this point, but luckily enough for majority of these players, it looks fine. The flash coming straight out. Shreyu!
Down, C.
Impossible shots to come through. Already the 2K down, the third. Now looking amazing and immaculate. Julia straight out of the smoke. Gets taken down. Man, it's just being handed to Nocturnal.
This place is nice, but not nice enough to die.
I love it.
Let's
Julia
win and get
getting
out
lineups, Shrey getting lineups, and Nocturnal turning it up with the momentum here. Whittling away at the economy on the other side. Icy just literally caught that. Hands out, touchdown on the showstopper. But Shrey, just like we saw in the previous rounds on first half, these flanks, able to control the flank, able to control situations by themselves and turn around a round with impact frags.
Oh my gosh. This does not have to be real. I like, this is the most exciting game I feel like we've gotten so far. And I wasn't even expecting this outcome.
It's been really, really good to start off this Game Changers. So Icy looked to be frozen solid there as they caught the showstopper. So this might be what we're checking out here for the technical pause, maybe a lock up there on Icy.
Absolutely.
And we will go ahead and get that reconnected. 10-10 on the round. Nice to see that Nocturnal could still pick that up without Icy slowing people down on the site with that Killjoy util. So yeah, we'll wait for the reconnect to get back in here, and Lotus is proving to be amazing. I cannot wait to get the rest of these maps in here for these teams. The timeouts, I think, for Karma, has Nocturnal has called one, yes? No, maybe. I have to see the scoreboard again. But I know Karma has called one there. It seems to be that they're not getting the results they want on some of these after or post plants and whatnot. But 10-10. These teams are testing each other big time.
I think it's going to continue like that, if anything. I mean, like, nothing is possible. Everything is possible at this point. You're seeing 3Ks happen in a Vandal round with a pistol. Like, this is the like, I don't even know anymore. Like, everybody's hungry for kills.
And we saw that a lot, actually being the detriment to a few of these rounds as the teams were planting but still pushing forward. And Lotus lends itself to being able to scale through defender spawn. When you plant, it's right there. It's literally inviting you. You don't have to, I guess unless you're in B, you don't have to jump up and really scale to get something. But it's still, you're there. Right? So it's really easy to want to get a bit more, get outside B, because you also don't want to get tanked with all of the utility coming back into the site if you weren't somebody to hide out by door entry. So yeah, that it's reasonable to why we saw a lot of pushing. I think C has been a little bit more chaotic than usual, but these last few rounds have definitely showed the teams figuring out how they want to play it and defend it. That one from Karma on the low buy round was just incredible with the 2 Bulldogs and Ghosts that they just got recently.
It's immaculate. Like, man, I don't even know. I'm excited though. Like, leading into the future, obviously this technical pause is gonna take some time, but you know, in this due time, it gives like a moment of relaxation, but I feel like also kind of pauses that momentum a bit. So I feel like we are gonna see something slightly different. Yeah, and that's like the biggest issue to me personally, because Team Karma were kind of steamrolling, especially Emily, in those moments.
Absolutely. And then you see Nocturnal finding a groove as well, so both teams kind of get a cool down. We'll figure this out. Nocturnal going back and forth on the first half.
Yeah.
I think educated Team Karma to the fact that they play loose, they play fluid, and they need to kind of be figured out before you get hit around, right? I think Karma calling timeouts, trying to figure out how to break or condition a team that is playing so fluid and continues to rotate, but also they play the similar style of pushing around in B during your eco to be able to take a gun round away from your opponent and swing yourself back into the game. So things I actually didn't expect to see too much from Nocturnal are a lot of those mid-game decisions being played to such an extent, right? You have a few, and those might get figured out, and it's always difficult on the fly to come up with more, but both teams seeming so versatile here in this first map. Like I said, the series is going to look so good if this is what they can continue to deliver, and it's going to be tough as they go into these games, right? They're going to be playing against two, Shopify Rebellion or VALORANT after this, who are two teams that are not to be messed with as well. So he's showing a lot in this series, but you're going to have more as you go on through the tournament. So a lot to be left here on each map, but still to be taken ahead.
It's a pretty hard game to win. I mean, how are you feeling, Rev? Listen, we've been here for a while. I feel like at some point, like, I could have had kids and a family. Like,
Wow.
as young
what was
as
your
you,
first vacation?
I don't even remember.
Oh my God, it's that long ago, you know?
It was that long ago. I know. It's
That's crazy.
you know, when you have kids, it kind of. No, I'm kidding, but it's. I mean, this game so far has been exciting. I feel like I want to know your thoughts, obviously, on, you know, kind of like your expectations leading up to this, and like what has it exceeded, like what you thought.
This has actually exceeded my expectations so far. The frags we're getting are, to be full and transparent, the frags that are coming up as the doubles and the triples are getting a little zany to where teams are trying things, but also in a pretty serious match here. So it does provide for really, really great gameplay, but these last rounds have refined themselves the teams have refined themselves in the rounds. And I do feel like coming into this game, Team Karma was a step above, right? There were just the way they played solid. They can't really be moved mentally on what's going to mess them up or what they would change. There's a list that they can go through and just check the boxes, and that's the kind of team that you would think they are, and they have a lot of variation to that. But Nocturnal has absolutely surprised me in the way that they play, not knowing much about them, but able to throw Emily in the strats for a loop, right? Work on the macro and have Team Karma sorted all around the map once they take a site. So that proves really well, especially if we get to a Fracture into Haven, right? Because again, those are chess games. It's not just a 2-site map. I mean, Fracture is, but you know, the top and the bottom deal.
It's a top and a bottom deal. I like myself some deals, you know? Like how I'm gonna do you all with this ratio, because I'm gonna throw to a little break. We'll see you guys very, very shortly. All right, welcome back, everybody, to, of course, Verizon Game Changers. Riv, we kind of left off on a podcast, and now we're back. I feel like we said everything that needed to be said about this game.
Absolutely. And now there's more for us to digest. Let's see it. Round 21 as we hop back in here. We get all our players connected. As we said, Nocturnal took that round. Icy got bopped out on, but a great catch on the showstopper nonetheless. There's been a lot of cool little plays going on throughout this Lotus map alone right now in our second series of the day. Both series have been really good. And now we see the push out towards A.
Yeah.
It looks like everybody's like, all right, I need to get the like blood pumping again. Oh, Hero. Hero will take down Ellie quick. But yeah, very slow round on this low buy for Team Karma.
I've got your trail.
It's interesting because we actually see Hero pulling out the off. So like there is like a very different energy out of Nocturnal. Already Nade reaching towards the depths. Bungie getting spotted. Icy actually stops Rain in their own tracks. Another. And so far, I mean, so good for Nocturnal. The off really hasn't been able to take a stand just yet, but that's a good thing.
30 seconds left.
Laying it down. Oh, nice jump, Duck. I like it. All right, this is the run. This is basically where I start like singing to myself or making weird noises, and you start to vibe out. Calm myself down. You take a deep breath, and you get ready for the clutch. I think the forward movement, if they can get the spawn, would be the best. Emily might play this aggressive.
Spike planted.
Yeah.
Here we go. Yep. Okay. All the way around. All the way around. Nope, never mind.
One down.
1, 2 HP. Oh.
One is more than I could have gotten.
So good if they came through waterfall.
Yeah.
The bad plant for it, but still, you get that. You get a weapon on that entry of the flank. One you might be able to use to get the win.
That shit here, mate.
Nice plant. Nice defense. So a little bit of money over to Team Karma there. They're happy to get the plant. They take down 2 members of Nocturnal who do get the win, and Hero. More of those first bloods. There it is again in this round. Icy with the Sentinels of Light just ice cold. And Emmy to end it. So Emmy stacking those orbs again too. 1 away from ultimate there. Nocturnal love that Seekers to identify where Team Karma are going.
Looking like a good game so far. Honestly, with Nocturnal kind of leaving this patience here. I'm liking kind of like the move slash patience I'm seeing around that B site. Now C playing the retake most likely here.
Wow. Quick retaliation. Wall still goes up. In and out. Okay. So they get the lockdown. That feels good. Nocturnal hasn't moved too much across the map.
Ooh.
They're in a 3-1-1 here, but they found Hero now. Is this going to be the hit or the door to C? Because door to C would be pretty sick here. Oh, it looks like they want it.
And they'll get it. I mean, there's not a lot here. It's only kind of that trap coming in from the Killjoy to give away information just in case that mid was not being sought out. But I'm liking the retake here. Nocturnal, they understand that they kind of do better under those certain situations.
Taking out the Seekers. Ooh.
Not even now. Yeah, the slow peek coming through for pre-tax. A nice one as well. But nobody's there for the push. I'm surprised. I'm not so sure if Emily had any flashes to use under that occasion, but Rain is making it look very, very easy. A 2v3 player advantage leaning towards Nocturnal. It's getting very, very close. Very dangerous as well. Emily left alone, but we've seen it before. The monster in Emily as well. The first one getting knocked down. It's still a 12-10. We're hitting that match point.
Nocturnal. And they have the off for Hero here. Really well defended. Stalling out the first strategy with a lockdown over towards C. And then waiting it out, right? Spike's defuse didn't happen kind of towards not even semi-fast beep, a little before that. But they had all the time in the world, and it doesn't seem like they feel pressured in these situations. Everybody's guarded. They understand what the defense needs to be. And it looks clean from Nocturnal right now. They are vibing on this Lotus match. Finally pull away for themselves a few rounds. And it's going to be this A control.
Yeah, it looks like they are actually playing more for a retake stance. Reading into this A push very, very well. Killjoy util already on lockdown, so Icy. And a pretty good understanding. And a big read from Pretext here. Nobody C. So that rotation comes in down B towards A.
Yeah. They try to go towards B. Oh no, the party's here. Uh-oh.
Yeah.
So much util in such a tight spot. Nobody's really gaining any ground just yet, Compers. This is getting sketchy.
Oh, Bungie's just running it down at this point. And again, we haven't necessarily seen that much of Bungie. Like, it's been kind of quiet with everything going on. Getting picked off first thing you know. Due to that aggression. No.
All right. 5v5. Nobody died with all that util used in B. This is going to get brutal.
Brutal it will. Already the first one. The fight commences still, though. Tons and tons of players getting refrags off refrags.
2v2.
2v2 situation. Still Hero. Oh, no. They listen to it, and they still isolate the fight. The first one taken. It still misses out. The defusal there. All they need is the ping. They don't know where the Omen is, though.
Wait.
Slowly peeking out.
She saw.
Oh, even the right clicks are dangerous,
Ellie.
but the reload is there. They could have defused it by now, but still they're wasting their time. And a Red Bull clutch, immense, coming out from Ellie.
One of the bigger Red Bull clutches saves the game. Ellie comes up huge. GG's. It's in the name, it's in the game. Ellie with the patience there. Able to get the Red Bull clutch. Able to take down pre-tax.
Yes.
And the timeout is called. First time for Nocturnal here. Or second time, sorry.
Man. I mean, when you're in a situation where it's 11-12, I feel like there's a lot of pressure. Like, it feels like even more pressure than it normally would. Because this is like your make it or break it moment.
Exactly. You don't want to be the player that dies first, right? You know, everybody knows they can play aggressive. Everybody wants to press W with shift sometimes when you got to stay quiet. But nobody wants to be that person to just get killed out without doing damage, without being able to identify anything and not be able to help the team. That always feels bad. So that's the pressure, right, that adds on where you have to kind of just play your game. You have to know that the moves you're making are for a reason. You're here, your team's behind you, and that's what everybody on a team helps each other to remember. You know, you shouldn't be afraid to make moves. That's how you grow as a player, and that's what you got to see out of Nocturnal and Team Karma right now, and the teams that are in the round of 32. You got to keep growing, you got to keep going. See if Nocturnal can make that game point happen right here. It's going to be a little bit of a rubble control.
Oh.
And it looks like they will gain it on the side of Team Karma.
They haven't heard anything, though. Emmy.
Here.
Flash. Guiding light. Not deep enough.
Through the door. A lot of... Nocturnal's loving the retakes. We saw it on B. They waited at 5v5. They're going to allow a 5v5 to happen here at A. Let that lockdown go in. They're not even sight anyways. So Nocturnal's happy here. Team Karma will get the space that they have asked for. Now we're going to get another 5v5 round that might bring us to overtime or might be bringing us to fracture.
They're still looking for a pinch down in mid as well. If you're looking at pre-tax, maybe breaking up that door. Julia. Dog actually has not seen this, but I like this. The blind coming through, now breaking down the door. Julia still manages to get a 2K, and it's a beautiful play. TK, absolutely insane.
My ultimate is ready.
Julia? It's Julia. What the hell was that? Just busts through the door. What's up?
Flawless.
Oh my gosh. That was disgusting. 12 to 12. Looks like we do get our overtime here for the first map of the series.
Okay.
All right. Locking it down. Wall's already placed towards A. Nocturnal throw this wall. Pretty normal.
Yeah.
The rounds for pistol have been Team Karma pushing up B, but it is not a pistol round, and they have a 3-1-1 stack across the map, with C being that heavy hold. All right. This might be orb control right away for somebody if they really want Rubble this fast, and they leave Shrey again over towards the A side. Remember how they play this side for Nocturnal is it's a hit, pull back, and then they go around the world.
Yeah, speaking of that as well. I can't even see anything. They just leave the door rotating.
Little mid creep. So they're going to have 2 lurkers at the moment.
Poison orb emitting.
This is one of those things I said was pretty impressive here for Nocturnal is that they have these lurkers and they're able to still take the site with 4, with 3, make it work. Dog close to clear. So they're going to have to use a few guiding lights to get themselves into sight safely. They may actually, I think they're going to go through door here to end this one out with that door being broken.
Yeah. Oh, they hear the information. Let's listen again. A lot of players still ranging about down towards C for TK. But this is it. Like, this is the moment that matters.
30 seconds left.
This first round went for Nocturnal, and if anything, they need this.
Oh,
yeah.
the rotation to A! Like, oh my God, we talked about it before, but the macro here for Nocturnal becomes so good that even if they're not switching Team Karma across the map, Team Karma feels safer together in the retake here. And that's what Nocturnal has wanted.
Oh, Bungie's taking a very sneaky approach.
Wow.
Pushing themselves down. This is big. Potential huge here. Hero, nobody knows where anybody is. A slow workaround still left to be seen. Hero waiting for the peek around. Lots and lots of players slowly making their way in. And that's the first one. Hero with the flank now coming along. And this is a big pinch if this works out with Bungie getting flashed down. A nice refrag. Still lots left to be done. It's 2v4. And it's Emily left alone. Again, I mean, there's only so much you can do in such a short amount of time.
Oh, no.
They're even playing with their feelings right now. Emily's good for maybe 1 or 2. But time, of course, being of the essence here.
Great delay. Nocturnal
Switching
picks up
sides.
another one.
Match point.
And it's an around the world. One of my favorite. We'll talk about it, how Nocturnal played it afterwards. We'll just keep these rounds right now. But we're going to be talking about how they're playing the map and transitioning and catching people out in rotation a little bit. Here, it's just such good trading, great anchoring on each other for the frags, and being able to rotate the map to where they feel safe taking the site. Why stop doing it if Team Karma continues to kind of bunch up in safety to retake? We'll have to see the switch now. Team Karma on attack. They've been just as aggressive and just as deadly.
And speaking of deadly, honestly, right now, for Nocturnal, they've had trouble here on the defense. So, you know, they could make this go longer. Or they could really close things out and show that they have a lot more to prove here for these big dogs.
Door. All these little things. Doors open now. Nocturnal have to worry about that. Turrets down. Where's the flank coming from? But still, Team Karma's waiting to feel safe on this entry. Delay util. 1-3-1. Kind of split before the B and A right now for Team Karma. They have not yet made a move.
Oh, and that's big information given. Bungie's just going to jump over it. And again, I want to see the aggression come out from Bungie. As I have seen in previous iterations of Game Changers before, but it seems like everybody funneling in. Now Paranoia to come through. They get the information. And this is it. This is a big play. They've cleared up the site now. They just have to play for those extremities, and Icy knows where they are. Rain coming down towards that right-hand side. The defusal coming in. They might just be able to fake this out, completely covering up through that box. It's up to Pre-Tax. If they had held that, it would have been done. But they're not going to. They're still waiting. Yeah, this util might actually be able to clutch up this moment.
They have to start defusing it now.
And at this point, I don't think they will. Julia! Nice round one.
Oh, man.
Switching sides. Overtime.
The way those smokes orbed around the edge, that did not help at all. See, like just the peaks, the corners, being able to move to the left side of that blocks out the vision of your opponent, which is perfect. And Karma come up with a round as Nocturnal try to get the half defuse done. Icy and Julia trading some amazing shots throughout the first map of the series here. The rest of the team coming up big in these plays. We get Team Karma's one and only timeout in the overtime as regulation play is over here on our first map.
Yeah.
And this will give Nocturnal a chance to chat it up as well to figure out what's going to happen. You think we get an operator? Let's see it. Let's see it.
Honestly, I think it'd be like a good win condition if you're playing on the defense, but it's so risky that I feel like there's some fear.
Yeah. I actually speak too soon because these have all been like 5v5 retakes with people needing to dive into the site. So operator wouldn't be great here. I mean, we saw Hero last round dive in and swing their mouse around, right? You're basically like a sentry or a drone flying into the site so everybody can trade, and Pre-Tax picked up that kill on Bungie, who blasted over the Killjoy utility. So they're using the composition fantastic. And again, I'm eating crow on saying the Raze, I feel a little bit better on entry. You know, the Jet can entry and get that defense in. So great work by Hero here to help the team get back into the site. Let's see what we have for our round 27. It looks like they're just going to sit up on a default right now. The timeout has slowed everybody down.
Oh, still waiting in the corner, Bungie. This is so dangerous. It's so insane because majority of people don't clear this.
Whoopsies. All right, there's that focus on Emmy again. We saw this quite a bit from Nocturnal. Now, do they leave and leave Stray here again? They can't rinse and repeat that much, right? Oh my gosh. Gumpers. Gumpers!
Spike down A.
There's absolutely no way, and it continues. Still straight through that. Although for TK, this is big because they do very, very well on the attacking side. So if they win this one, they give themselves an advantage leading up
so true
to that moment. Now actually a flash. Trio has to back up. There's no way they can play this. But completely preoccupying the extremities here, it's dangerous.
Spike planted.
Plant is in the open on just that left side. Good denial. Just for now, they have to delay as much as possible. The health is low for Stray. Trying to sit behind what they can of this gas wall.
One enemy remaining.
Oh. Even then, Julia, again, making numbers count. Still one more, though. Oh, no. That's a terrible place to plant.
Yeah, I was thinking they put it on the outside of the wall there.
Yeah.
But they were trying to play safe from every angle. They didn't know what was going down and hope to control the site. But you're right, that does not allow you any good angles. And that's a match point now for Team Karma. TK doing a little bit different, right? Just go hide behind a box here, push up a little bit more, but don't show yourself. A lot of what Team Karma has done has been announced in these rounds. They've pushed up with flashes, they've pushed up with a guiding light, plus a little bit more from Rain. That time it was silence, and Nocturnal fell into that trap. The operator is out. We have it for Hero on defense. And it looks like they're going to try to get this A control to start, while Team Karma has chosen to go C this round.
I feel like they've been waiting for this moment because it's been so long since Nocturnal have been able to even get a C site push. TK TK typically like to, on their attacking half, just kind of walk away and go B or play for something else. But it seems like now Bungie is playing to their own strengths here,
Bomb grenade out.
getting very aggressive.
Bomb buddy.
They're afraid to enter this, and they'll just get spammed from spawn. You can't get that vulnerability on you. Great delay here, and Team Karma, a very interesting position. I don't think I have ever seen a 5v5 stall out here, but they still have control of the site. It's just patience to get themselves to that plant spot. A matter of time, and here it goes down. All right, now it's about the defense. They try to take control of mid, and Pre-Tac starts that off. The 5v4. Nocturnal to try and stay in this first map.
Yeah, TK already having one down. That's going to be very difficult. Nope, Julia actually. Numbers here. Nocturnal in a 3v2, leaving the player advantage to themselves when
player
conditioned here.
standing.
Bungie makes it big. A 1v1 situation. It's up to Shreyu and Bungie. But still,
Yes.
the nade might
bounce.
actually be able to clutch this up, but they don't trust it. Bungie, it's
Attackers
the
win.
nade that manages to bring this victory to Team Karma.
So proud.
A touchdown to win it. Oh my gosh, this game, this first map pretty much had it all except an ace. There were 4Ks left and right. Nobody could push it over the edge for that. But Bungie saving the day. Couldn't get out, couldn't live. Shrey having an absolute monster of a game. Goes down to the paint shells in the end. And we're going to bring Lemon Kiwi in a second, but just to talk about what I mentioned for Nocturnal there before we jump on to how well Team Karma played that is Nocturnal did so well at a strategy of hitting A or hitting B or hitting C and then going across the map. But then leaving little breadcrumbs, their own players, in certain spots to be there, Shrey or Icy, and then catching people in rotation. It sounds super easy, but it's hard to do to a team over and over again that's getting conditioned to it. And I think that's one of the big strengths of Nocturnal that pushed Team Karma so difficult there to the end, or pushed them all the way to the end and made it so difficult. But in the overtime, that veteran status, that pressure, that grit, Team Karma still has it, and Bungie comes up with a touchdown nade to rock it and bring us to Fracture. Let's bring in Lemon Kiwi now. I've been done blabbering.
I think Lemon Kiwi's staying behind. I think she doesn't want to come and visit us.
Are we diving? Are we just commercialing?
I think we are commercially.
All right, that's you.
All right, that is me. All right. Yeah, I mean, pretty much. The games have been exciting. I'm excited to see the second, maybe last, maybe not game, but we'll be able to see right after this break.
I think Sage would make the best roommate because she seems like she'd be the kind of roommate that would want to cook your meals and go run errands with you and be just a good quiet just fun roommate to have.
Okay, I would probably go with Gecko because I'm a big animal person and I feel like they would just be around the house and I could have more pets.
I mean, I feel like it's got to be Killjoy, right? She has the best roommate has to be Killjoy. She has, I assume she could create gadgets that could clean up things for everyone and help out with that. Plus, she's also just super chill, and you could steal her beanies and her jacket, so you would never be cold. I feel like it's got to be Killjoy.
Honestly, it'd probably have to be I would say Sage because she's so chill. I would assume she's really clean and tidy, gets everything done.
I think it would end up being KJ. I just think KJ would have a lot of interesting things to talk about, and just, I don't know, seems fun, interesting.